right. That's an interesting way to start the panel. Lucky, it is done. It is done, and he's very pleased with himself as well. Yeah, so some great news.
I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you. I'm not jumping in yet. There are so many spare pieces left. You haven't even come close.
I call those spare pieces. They're some like artistic creativity. They're just left around to make the table look more full. And let's just ignore the fact that we're actually able to spell out 3 people's names in Lego.
I'm just going to call excuses.
I have no comment. I have no comment further. I'm moving on with this. Because I do want to do like a heroic introduction for the gentleman on our far left. In our search, a zetetic of information in this world. We have one man who stood up. He's raised the bar for statistics in South Africa. And of course, that man, that hero, is Sargon. Don't disappoint, Sargon. No pressure.
You say raise the bar. When the bar's at nothing, it's not really difficult to raise that bar, right?
Fair enough, but I do think that, with all jokes aside, this has been great to have. So I'm staring at them, and sometimes you do, in fact, not update the sheet properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we okay, I say it all seriously, I make a joke. But seriously, it's been really good to have these things, and it's also been really great to give Jackie Rains a hard time of getting them wrong.
All the time. He thinks he's the boss here right now, asking me all these questions.
I know everything.
Making me sweat. Exactly.
All we have to do is next time we switch roles, you have the power, and see how much Devin gets right.
Thank you. Well, I really like this guy.
I don't particularly like this plan. I'm going to go with let's not go on that. But there are some really interesting statistics to chat about here. Yeah. And since you are here, and although I so badly want to sound smart and just go through all of these, I think it's probably better to first ask, what do you think the most interesting stats of this tournament are so far?
I think the most interesting one is that Mythic got knocked out first. That's the first interesting stat.
I don't think anyone's surprised. They have Sargon on their team.
And I didn't play Witch Doctor, so what chances did we really have?
Yeah, that's how it works, yeah.
Look, I think at the moment, a couple of the predictions that we had done with Camille Chickday, like shout out to Camille, but we had predicted that Warlock would be, a really big hero, and as you can see here, not only he's got 100%, pick ban rate, but the 5 times he has been picked up, it's been successful 4 times. So, highly banned. These heroes, Warlock as well as Legion Commander, have been banned 11 times each so far. Their next closest is Darkseer with only 6 bans. But
I've got to ask you, what's that win percentage? It's terrifying, right?
So then Darkseer gets picked 7 times, and that win rate just plummets to 14%. So it means he's been successful 1 out of those 7 times. So maybe getting picked up by teams who are not using him as well, but teams have heroes that are being contested, but they're not as worried they let it through. Maybe to see, hey, like how would we deal with this if, say, if I'm a WRG, how would I deal with this if, say, Energy got a Darkseer? Like, how badly does it destroy what we're doing or whatever? So I think that happens a lot. You see it in Masters Leg 1 as well. Strong teams let through these contested heroes that should have high win rates just to see how it fares on the field of battle against teams that statistically they should beat.
So are there any of these heroes, though, that you might find you were surprised by the statistics with? I think Warlock probably is one of them, but anything else that's worth mentioning?
Well, so normally I'd be like, okay, Rubik should be high on this list. I think Rubik should always be high on this list. He's a really versatile hero. He can get picked up in a lot of different types of strats. And then you look at the list and you're like, okay, no Rubik, so I was wrong, no surprise. But then you see Crystal Maiden picked up 7 times, and that's actually just thanks to, Fury. It's 5 pickups by Fury. Just picking that Crystal Maiden, so 5 out of 7.
It's more so, it's like the CM has been picked up by a particular player, giving a nice little push to the stats.
And that's all he's played, right? This whole tournament. He has only played Crystal Maiden. Either he loves the hero, he just bought the Arcana, or he's really good at it. So you tell me.
Why not all 3?
There we go. This is why you're the man in charge of the Lego.
And which is perfectly built up. These extra pieces were...
I think it's done.
Surplus to requirements.
It's done enough.
Well, no, it looks like a dragon. Better than mine.
So a quick question. When you are involved in your actual team play, how much do these stats affect that?
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? Because we're not a Masters team, so I don't collect our stats. and it's unfortunate because I don't have the time to do all of this and theirs. But this does inform a lot of what we do. So as a team, it is really useful to have, to see what are the other teams doing, what are they picking, what are they banning. So when other teams also come to us, I can say like, hey, in first phase, this team has, for 4 matches in a row now, first phase banned X and Y. And that happens quite a lot here, you know. The other thing that is really, really good to point out over here, if you go to the player stats, right, you look at your top 3 KDA heroes, and it's early days, so KDAs are not great, but Castaway sitting on 43 kills with only 7 deaths. You know, so those really big players.
It's a pretty scary number of kills. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised since it is Castaway. But yeah, he might have some pretty bloated stats by then. That's all the same. But that time, guys, we are going to take a very quick tech break. So we will be back probably in about 5 minutes. So yeah, the stream will go down, but do not fear, we will be back shortly. Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. As you can see, Lucky went a bit crazy. It seems he wasn't the biggest fan of our Lego building skills after all, and we just had to calm him down. He's a little bit chilled now. He's just chewing on a piece of Lego, and we should be alright. We should be alright for now. We've come to an accord. We're still bros.
Yeah.
So before the break, we were chatting a little bit about how the statistics are, you know, how you personally use your statistics for the teams. But I don't suppose you have any interesting statistics of the other teams you might be able to share with us.
Well, I mean, it's early days. There aren't a great many number, you know, games. So it's a new patch. Teams are still working it out. But I can tell you, if you look at these, you'll see teams like we just saw XD, right? Reddit's boys. Shout out to them. Well played, guys.
0% Meepos picked.
0% Meepos picked. We were promised a Meepo and it didn't come. But another thing, their 3 cores all have 72, 73, or 74 assists apiece. You know, so their cores are, you know, more so than any other team fighting together. They have the most assists. They're the 3 highest players with assists out of the whole tournament. So, you know, they're a team that clearly their cores are working together more often than any other team. You know, so you can see little things like that start to crop out, and then as you add more of these games, teams really become, it's obvious how they play. So the strength in these, I think, is absolutely vital, absolutely pivotal. And I think teams who not only watched their enemy team's games, but also had these, also, you know, to a degree, you know, what you know, you have online as well. You know, adding that more in depth stats, it's a great boon.
Talking about the Meepo, I just want to know how many bans has there been?
You might have that. I'm on the other table.
Let's see. I'm looking.
Because I think it's been a couple of times where it seems
so
just keep
I know Ecstasy 100% banned it against them as well. But it wasn't very many. It doesn't get a lot of love. Here we go, Meepo, 2 bans.
Has there only been 2?
Only been 2.
I thought there was more, but oh well.
Yeah.
It made it to the front page of the printed stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so it is there.
Yeah.
12.5% picking ban rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not nothing really to, but I guess just focus bans at XD.
Yeah. The other thing in the first phase of upper bracket matches, Ember Spirit didn't get very much love at all, right? Was only banned really twice, and that was against Mythic Gaming, so obviously a little nod to Kunshin.
Yeah.
But then it was picked up today, and then it just resurged in bans again. You know, people saw it do really well, and they're like, actually, you know, don't want to give that to people like Castaway. Don't want to give that to really skilled players. Just leave it alone. That's also interesting. You can see within the tournament as well, something that was, you know, maybe not looked at, tried out, worked really well, and then that starts getting banned as well.
Now, I know my friend Knoxville would give me a very hard time for saying this since it's only actually been in 4 games, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to point out that what I'm quite impressed by is the fact that Legion Commander, who's been such a high pick and ban rate, has also got a 100% win rate.
Yeah.
So 4 games, you know, sure, not a big deal, but clearly here that's getting a lot of love as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a 93% pick ban rate. So it's second most contested hero in the tournament. So the teams are absolutely loving it, right? Getting it? No, it's usually banned first phase. And that's the key here. It's not getting through first phase. When it does, it's more than likely going to get picked up. And the team that probably has, you know, played the draft really well, has worked it through, picks it up and just decimates with it, has a plan for it. Just like the Warlock, it's getting picked up by teams that know how to use it and just really punish teams. I was on the end of an APG Warlock that was not very fun.
Yeah.
Really? You guys seem to be enjoying yourself.
Look. It was amazing to be here, not amazing to be in that lane. There's a difference.
you know, I can appreciate that. But yeah, I guess, I mean, stats aside from you're obviously more than just a stats man. Obviously, a player yourself who should have some insight into this particular matchup, kind of APG versus Energy. Obviously, Reigns and myself spoke a little bit about it before the break. But how do you feel? Do you think this is going to be one-sided affair, or do APG stand a chance?
Do you mean Pulse versus
What am I saying?
Yes.
Pulse versus Energy.
Look, I know Pulse are going to have a plan. We also went into a game with a plan. Ours failed dismally, so I hope theirs goes a lot better than ours. I really have a lot of love for Deathy in the off lane, but he's probably going to play Nyx because he's played that 3 times, I think, now, and he's played the Darkseer once, so he's probably going to go with that. He's had pretty good success on it most times. Even in games they've lost, he's been decent. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that. Your Warlock, your Legion shouldn't get through. If they do, right, I'm sure someone like Energy would punish for that.
Good,
yeah,
good.
And Smacker also wants to look at. I mean, he's an old veteran. He's been around for many years, and I clearly remember Odu hosting 1v1 tournaments, and he would be at least top 3 in most of them. He's a really good player.
Yeah, I mean, he started there. Well, straight into the draft we go. Gentlemen, this is very important. And pressure on you, Sargon, because I imagine this the last time you did a prediction on a panel was probably Masters last year?
Well, remember, I pretend every time I make a prediction I am on a panel, so 5 minutes ago.
Right, fair enough. But how do you guys see this going down? Energy, Pulse, who's it going to be?
I'm going to put my money on Energy.
Yeah, same. Go, Devin.
I know what's happening here. Pulse it is! No, I think unfortunately for Pulse fans out there, I don't think you're going to convince any of us that Pulse is going to take down Energy, especially because that Energy is rabid.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a happy team. But I guess straight on to the drafts we go. Bristleback and Ogre Magi banned out so far.
Wow.
Treant and Keeper of the Light also banned out by Pulse Gaming. Sargon, you seem quite animated. What do you find of interest there?
Well, I guess the Bristle is, we've seen that a bit in the draft. With the IO, some success, some not. Fine, get rid of it. Don't want them to cheese us, I understand. Ogre Magi, okay. There must be a reason there that it's up. And then Treant getting taken out, that's fine. That makes perfect sense because, you know, same with the Cottle. There's a player in Energy who you don't want to give either of those 2 heroes to because he is a monster.
There we go. Sargon with the stats, making it right again with off-lane Deathy on the Nyx Assassin, which is great. But also, as we kept saying, the top 2 most picked bans, Legion Commander on Energy Sports and Warlock for Pulse.
I've got a point as well. As I understand, Nyx internationally is also a very highly contested hero. So I kind of feel that even though the old Legion Commander hasn't got has been the one with the 100% win rate, and although I still think she's going to retain it just based on who's playing, technically speaking, I think Pulse have started this off really well. I think they would have the edge in the first opening picks so far.
It's a really good opening. I mean, Warlock Nyx already. Where's it going to go? Wherever those heroes are going to go, they're going to get a lot done. Deathy on Nyx is I have to say, a very good Nyx. He plays that hero incessantly. Sometimes I think it's all he plays. You know, so I got to give respect to that. That's a strong opening.
It's solid, not as aggressive as the Sand King and Warlock pick.
Yeah.
But Yeah, and in the end, I think if they go dual offlane, it will work nicely, especially against Legion Commander. Push a farm back a little bit in the beginning of the game. But is that the first Earth Spirit we see in the tournament?
I'm pretty sure it is, but I will tell you
Handy having
shortly.
Sargon here.
Yeah, so which is asking me everything. It's like our Wikipedia.
Do you want to just sit like behind the couch for the rest of this? Just like whenever you need something. Like,
Hey,
I want to sound smart
Earth
right
Spirit
now.
0-0, not picked, not banned. So yeah, that is the first one.
Huh.
Hello, sir, and welcome.
yeah, welcome to the tournament. Like, we've been waiting for you.
Welcome to 7.06. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I expected Earth Spirit from Mythic. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had your own strategies. You've moved on from the Earth Spirit.
You might see a comeback. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, cool. Looking forward to it.
The Mythic Army demand an Earth Spirit every now and again, so we have to apply. You know, that's that love.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly glad to see him back. And he always adds a little bit of excitement value to a matchup. But I guess if we're going to talk about, let's go to the VS Gaming Masters meta, right? No one cares, right? But finally, Enery are picking him up, and hopefully he's going to provide the sense of levels of excitement that we've seen in the past. But yeah, Ursa banned out now by Pulse Gaming. Enery have an opportunity to go with the next one. How do we feel about that Ursa ban, guys?
Like, Ursa has had a massive amount of success here. You know, just generally getting, if it gets a lot of farm early, it becomes really mobile and just causes an absolute nightmare in the early game. So I really think it's a good ban. I just want to go back quickly to that Earth Spirit. I just remembered someone who did used to pick that Earth Spirit quite a lot when he was at APG is Mr. Potkins.
Yeah, Filthy Frank during when he was starting at APG, yeah, he was playing pretty well at it as well. I think we actually looked at him more than A Monster, with all due respect.
Yeah,
he's been playing at a high pick rate for them, and now Energy has a player like Filthy Frank to feel just go free, like play your best on this hero and try to get us through this lowest brackets. Against Pulse Gaming is a very good opportunity as well. And yeah, pretty solid for both sides. Viper being picked, I think Halbert is pretty happy about that.
But it's not a support Viper.
It is not, but you might see him as a core, and that is just as great.
Do you believe in the support Viper, Sargon?
First of all, you can ask Adam. I've picked support Viper in SA pubs just for you, but you never ever saw, so I'm quite disappointed with that.
I just want to point out that Mythic Gaming is now my favorite team. I probably shouldn't cast them or be in panels with it, because it's complete bias now.
You're still wearing the shirts.
Yeah, in fact, you don't have none of the hoodies lying around, do you?
we can organize one, don't worry.
Tomorrow's going to be a long day.
Look, Pulse had to pull out something here. They had to come with a plan, and that Viper says, I've got a plan, and Energy have one too.
That's an interesting response. Well, this is also not really something we've seen in this tournament so far.
Yeah, we haven't seen Visage. Not even a ban.
I wish the cameras were so thick, because it's like I'm staring at Sargon like this full face. Like,
please tell us the truth.
Visage has not been picked. You are correct.
Yeah, so that's two heroes from Energy Sports that's picked, that hasn't been picked or banned in this tournament. Yeah. That actually gives Pulse some stress, I must say, in a sense that what are they going to do with these heroes? Like, obviously, there are support heroes, but how is Energy going to utilize them? Like Sargon showed us or told us that Earth Spirit's going to be used by Mr. Potikins, and Strike, to me, Strike is a more aggressive support, like playing a Shadow Shaman, going ahead in front of your Legion Commander, for example, and started to cause the fight, be the playmaker. With the Visage, it's highly possible. I want to see how he micros with him.
Like, I think this Energy Esports, especially now with that Slark pickup. I mean, this is an aggressive lineup.
Is Slark also the first pick of the tournament?
No, I think Slark has been picked once and banned once.
All right, so cool.
But yeah, it's a highly aggressive lineup. This is what Energy do, right? Though they're going to use two supports unless we see a Visage mid, harkening back to the days of yore. But this should be a highly aggressive Energy lineup that we've come to expect. New heroes, but same style, I believe.
Yeah, I'm also going to say I'm really glad there's a Pudge. Pudges are always fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm becoming more and progressively more jealous of the casters getting cast these games. But Pudge is also like kind of interesting in this lineup, because to me, there's something that we see often is the Pudge and Legion Commander lineup, but on the same side.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic works up now that they're against each other.
Yeah, and also the Pudge having the Viper slow, it helps a lot to get the hooks in. I think there's a lot of setup to it from the rest of Pulse Gaming, but you know, these heroes, I think, are different picks from what Pulse Gaming had a few games ago as well. So I think both teams are pulling strats, you know, out of their secret books just to show us what they have in this best of one. And there we go, 5th pick, Magnus for Energy Esports.
That's a strong energy draft. That is, I mean, that's got everything you want, right? That's got your silence, your stuns, your control, your damage. Visage is going to be, oh, that is...
Yeah, that Magnus is going to give a lot of help to the melee heroes as well.
Well, with respect to Demonic, I think we should call him Magnus.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Shout out to Demonic. I hope he's listening to us.
I really hope so.
I know he was earlier, so I hope he's like stayed the course. But I was going to point out, you mentioned this, but this is quite interesting because this is a fairly hard lineup to work with, as in the Earth Spirit and the Visage are both very high skill heroes. So it's interesting because I don't think as many South African teams as we would like to admit could actually run a lineup like that, and that shows a lot of confidence. But then that happened.
Wow.
I love this game already. So many new heroes coming out. That's 3 new heroes.
I'm drowning in jello right now.
Yeah. So the panel's going to take over for sure this time, right?
Yes, without a fraction of doubt. Yeah. Succubus and Jabba just got, they really got this one.
Apparently, production says that we're going to be casting this game.
I feel
on the
that's
panel.
what they said, right?
Yep, with Sargon as well.
We disagree.
We object.
We disagree with the panel. With a draft like this, how could you not want to cast it and you're not taking it away from us?
You know what?
Please, Devin, can you tell us the changes to Visage?
The change to Visage.
If you can tell us the changes to Visage,
then you can cast it.
I feel like there is a very important change to Visage, actually, which is AoE Soul Assumption. And I feel like that's as close as I'm going to get. But there is AoE Soul Assumption. There's talent available. But I tell you what, okay, enough of us. Enough of our banter.
Right, shut off the panel, production.
Please, just get them out of here.
Cheers, panel. Right, so we are in the last game of the day, Pulse versus Energy. Energy gave WRG a run for their money earlier this morning. Pulse sent home one of the teams this afternoon. Which was the team again that Pulse sent home? VNR. They had to send them home, and it is going to be one of those rough ones for us this evening. That is going to be the last one. So, guys, hold on to your hats, hold on to your shoes, because we are going to take you all the way to the victory line, as we have got Pulse playing the side of the Radiant, and on the side of the Dire will be Energy Esports. I mean, I am Jabba, I'm joined by the lovely Succubus, and things are going to get really, really crashing and burning already.
as Ian tend to be spamming those taunts. But yes, look, this is going to be a very, very hard matchup here for Pulse. It's not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination for them. They're going to have to give it their all.
No, absolutely. I mean, we've got Ian that gave WRG such a good run this morning. Pulse trying to go toe-to-toe and get themselves fighting out of the lower bracket. It's going to be a really tough game. I mean, in terms of the draft, some things we haven't seen before in any of the Masters game. Arc Warden, I mean, if we just take a look at him really quickly, he's...
Got to love that.
I mean, he's new to the scene. I mean, in all honesty, haven't seen him being played much. And then Viper, I mean, for those of you that don't know, the upgrade patch for flying heroes don't have a mischance on the uphill.
Indeed.
So he's got a little bit of an opportunity there.
And he's been slightly buffed as well.
So you can run through the buffs and explain in more depth what Viper does have up his sleeve for us a little bit later. We do have Mr. Poddykins. He's going to be playing the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit, we haven't seen being played much, but more interestingly, I have been asking the question the whole weekend.
Are we going to see him?
Where is the Slark? And eventually Ian says, right, Jabba, we have a gift for you.
And we're going to give you a Slark.
So without further ado, we do have Doppler playing on the side of Pulse. He's going to be playing the Warlock. I've got Aghanims playing the mid lane on the Arc Warden, already putting a bit of pressure here on to Chosen One, taking a huge amount of damage here. I mean, that Shadow Word in the beginning parts of the game, absolutely nightmare to actually deal with. For the rest of the side of Pulse in the top lane, we have Deathy on the next. And And in the bot lane, we do have Smacker playing our Viper. And up to shenanigans in the top lane, in the Dire jungle will be Fatty. So trying to see if he can shut down Chelsea on the Legion Commander. But that rounds it out for the draft and the players for the side of Pulse. Please go ahead, lovely, lovely lady, and do the introductions here for the side of Energy Esports.
On the side of Energy, we have Pontikins, Mr. Pontikins on that Earth Spirit. I've been waiting to see this hero replace Monkey King in full force, but I mean, he hasn't been picked up, and I'm loving to see him for the first time here at the Masters LAN. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to make some epic plays, I'm sure of it. Followed up by none other than, you've already spotted him out, Mr. Chelsea on the Legion Commander. He's showing on this hero has been absolutely fantastic this tournament. And then we have, of course, the chosen one at mid, playing that Horn of Magnus. Followed up by none other than Ian Strike on that Visage. And last but not least, we have Dreamy, a.k.a. Odu, on the Slark.
Well, he had an unbelievable showing early on at Death Prophet. He went godlike. Let's see if the little fish, the little shark, can actually make it. And I know that you've actually given Slark a different name.
Yes, I mean, I call him a pathromod or parathomod. I mean, if you just look at his nose there, he's got a massive nose, man.
Even look at the skin that he's using out. Absolutely beautiful skin. So, I mean, that rounds it out for the side of the Dire. Let's get into the game as the teams are already going head-to-head. The Viper sitting on 15 last hits and 9 denies. And the Dreamy is sitting very close by on 15 and 6. It is going to be a super interesting game, and I'm really.
It's quite a passive game. I was expecting like early first bloods with the Visage, the Pudge, you know, like some aggressive plays, you know.
Well, the draft had an opportunity to actually give their outlook on who's going to actually win. Now, looking at the draft, exclude the teams, delete the team names, take away polls, take away energy. Look at the draft, and tell me who is your Steam account on.
My Steam account is definitely on Energy. That Visage with the Earth Spirit combination is extremely toxic in the early game. The rotations coming up from them are going to be devastating. I mean, Soul Assumption is an exceptional nuke coupled up with the Grave Chill, both actually being buffed just a little. Well, I would say not a little bit, but it's been buffed. I mean, Grave Chill is increased. Ooh, hold on. Here's some action. Oh, he's just using Grave Chill to stack camps. Okay. Never mind. Action evaded. Grave Chill duration increased now. And it's, I mean, the Grave Chill duration from level 1, it's not that much. It's only at 3.25 seconds. But when it starts progressing up, it gets a full 1 second duration.
Oh, Mr. Pottikins, he gets spotted out. 3 here from the side of Pulse. He's going to punish here. Mr. Pottikins,
no,
can he
shame.
survive? He's actually been linked to the creeps, and Doppler on our Warlock walks away with an easy first blood. And
Yeah.
Pulse, first to put their names on the board, and they are going to take the victory home and be super smiling, yeah.
But to be honest, getting out of that with those 3 heroes after you, it's almost impossible. Unless you have a nice bowler. But he didn't have one available at the time. He didn't have any evading skills. He just hit these level 2, so unfortunately just not there for him.
Oh, look at this nice little stack that Chelsea's actually found himself in here. No, I think he will excel. He's going to excel so far ahead. We've seen Legion either picked, banned, and now this time Energy allowing to be to get the Legion pickup.
Giving luck a Legion is a dangerous thing.
Oh, Fatty, he looks like he's in a touch of trouble.
Oh,
He's going to TP out on the high hill. Can he actually get out? There's nothing that can stop him. Mr. Pottikin's just not quick enough to actually cancel it out.
Maybe miscommunication there. I think he could have.
It was the high ground TP. I mean, do you take the chance and throw the kick and take a chance?
Well, the Visage actually did spot onto the high ground. I think there was just maybe miscommunication, as you know.
Would he actually have vision?
Visage would have had vision of him. He was
Visage would have had vision.
Tongue ties, guys. Yeah. It's late. But I can't wait. I literally just cannot wait for Visage's respawn talent has been basically changed at the moment, right? He gets 2 soul assumptions, but he targets 2 people, targets 2 things when he soul assumption, but it prioritizes heroes. So if there's a hero in the vicinity when he has a soul assumption, it's going to land on 2 different heroes. But as we say that, Odu getting a very, very easy pick off here.
Solo pick off
actually,
Solo pick off against Defi. really
Spike
making
carapace down, I believe.
really punishing him and taking down his life. He's actually leveled up the Spike and the Impale, not actually being good enough to survive through Dreamy. He's also got 1 point into his Essence Shift, so he's got a little bit of extra boost there. Now mid lane, Chosen One. Now generally we see Chelsea in the mid lane. Chosen One now sitting in the mid. A little bit of a switch up, or am I incorrect?
You are incorrect. I'm sorry,
No, don't
Jubs.
tell me I'm incorrect.
I'm
you know, I don't
sorry,
like it.
Jubs.
Just
No,
go with
they
me.
do role swap quite often, but Chelsea's normally on heroes like the offlaners, like Legion Commanders, the Axes, the Clockworks, you know, that type of thing. And Chosen One is the preferable mid-role hero for Energy Esports. And you know what? He does a damn good job in that lane. He really is one of the very mechanically sound and strong players. He also, I mean, he just knows when to do things. He just knows how to make things happen on the map. This guy is an absolute genius, but
it's not often seeing a mag in the mid trying to rush to get the blink. I feel as soon as Chosen One gets that blink, I think things are going to start getting really interesting here.
It's a really hard matchup for him. I mean, Arc Warden is, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but it's cancer. It's just cancer. Arc Warden is not fun to play against. And then he's got a Warlock rotating him and healing him whenever he takes damage from the Magnus. You know, casting Fatal Bonds constantly. Doppler's just being very annoying here. Securing Aghanim this mid lane.
Well, I mean, looking here, Mr. Pottykin's hiding in the trees. Pulse does not have any idea that he's actually hiding here. This could be a bit of a problem. Can they get a rotation from one of the other EM players? It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
We do have... Look at Chelsea. He's looking for something here. He's level 5.
He's looking for something. But, I mean, poor Chosen One. He just went to the Tier 4's mid to go... Well, the Tier 3's mid to go Shrine. Gets straight back to mid and gets completely just zoned out and looking for the next Shrine. I mean, he's had to go Shrine now again and to leave the mid lane. That's why Chelsea just went to go Zap Experience there.
He's almost level 6. He needs that probably one more creep and it could actually clear it out. And no, Chosen One decides to come there, soak up that XP. So level 6 denied.
Yeah, level 6 denied. No, but it's going to be there very, very soon. But the thing is, Chosen One, even though he's had a very rough lane here, he's on par with this Arc Warden on last hits. And he's had to leave the lane 3 times to go heal up. It just shows you how strong Chosen One is as a player.
No, I mean, absolutely. Now, I'm just having a look here. We did have Mr. Pottykin's trying to TP top, decided against it. He's going to stay smoked up. They're going to probably find out Warlock over here, Doppler, in a little bit of a precarious position here. The shenanigans that could actually take place, they're waiting for him to actually come down. He's almost level 6. He steals the creep XP. He is now level 6.
Chelsea's such a troll. But he can possibly get a nice duel off here. They had to break Smoke, unfortunately, just to get that XP. I think, or actually no, Smoke just timed out. Yeah. But leeching that XP, getting that level 6, maybe looking for someone to walk in the way there. Just an easy, like, hey, what's up? I'm on your high ground. Let's just take a quick duel. But unfortunately, I mean, Ian's strike is not there to, you know, complete the damage. So it wasn't going to be an easy duel. I don't think they would have actually gotten the duel kill. They would have gotten the kill for sure, but just not the duel kill. They need the Visage in the early game just to cast out that Soul Assumption. Make the duel easy.
Well, in the meantime, while that beautiful explanation was being taken place, we almost had our page hook Mr. Pottykins right here on the high ground on the side of the Radiant. Would have been an absolute punishment if he actually got caught out. Let's jump to the top lane. It looked like Dreamy was getting a little bit frisky, but in the meantime, Deathly, he's actually vendetted up. He gets the back stab onto Dreamy. Gonna be dog packing it off just in case that Impaled followed up. And no further attacks here onto Dreamy. They do get the rotation out here from Warlock. They may actually look at doing some Warlock. Not level 6 just yet. They get the leap. Impale comes through. Dreamy takes a lot of damage here. But he does use the Shadow Dance. He's now going to focus attention now onto Doppler. But so the Pudge is also here. But beautiful kick away from Mr. Pottykins. But he still goes down, unfortunately. And Fatty going down. Triple kill for Ian Strike. And this Visage is ridiculous. And Smacker comes into the party, gets the last click onto Mr. Pottykins, and he goes down.
Yeah, it's nice for Smacker, and he got the double kill there as well. But I mean, this Visage getting that last cheeky right click onto that Pudge there. I thought he was home. I thought he was home free. I thought the Pudge was absolutely home free, and then boop, out comes the last right click from this Visage. But you know, like, it was cute trying to kick his teammate out of trouble, but that hook from Thady, wow.
Yeah.
Really, really good. That really did secure the kill on the slog, and that's exactly what Pulse came there to do. And then Smacker getting the all-important last hit on the Earth Spirit there, and I mean, getting out is the Visage, and he just, I mean, that must be amazing. That's going to be a very early medallion for this Visage, and that's exactly what you want. Almost a full level Soul Assumption. Now smoked up with Mr. Partikins yet again. Can they find another kill? Do they take Chelsea with them with the first deal of the game?
Well, this is going to be one of those things where you want to start stacking up that extra little bit of damage on it to your Legion Commander, Dreamy. He's deciding to focus his attentions onto Smacker. The TP comes in here from Mr. Partikins. A lot of damage incoming, and it did look like a bit of a... No, it
Chelsea's hungry for the duel. He wants this.
He does get it. They're going to pick up a Warlock. He gets the win, and the Dreamy surviving with very low HP. Obviously, the packed majority of the damage being done. And beautiful stuns coming out here from the familiars. But it looked like Chosen One actually faked the RP. I heard the animation, and then he stopped it. I'm like, what?
He's doing the classic pub trick.
I thought he was pulling a Levi.
I'll see the creep pulling a Levi. Shame. Levi, if you're listening, we're
Well,
sorry,
look,
man.
the possibilities of it happening again is very high. There is a Warlock on the opposite team, and there's a Magnus on the opposite
definitely.
team.
The possibility is there. But I was about to say, I mean, I always find, okay, Visage is a good hero on its own, even without the birds. But it's always wonderful to see a Visage who can micro their birds effectively in fights. You're like, whoa, what's happening here?
Which player played Chen this tournament? Was it Santo? I have a feeling it was Santo. Who was it? Can you remember?
Honestly, I can't remember. I know we had a Chen. It was one of the top ones, but
I think it was Santo that from WRG that actually played out the Chen.
I think so as well. I'm actually not sure. Honestly, I just can't remember. There's been so many games, and it's all kind of meshed into one almost with these heroes.
Well, for us, it's a game of 12 hours.
Yeah. You can't always remember exactly, you know, what happened when. You just know that it did happen. But yeah, the showing on the chain was amazing. I believe they had Lycan in that game as well. It was Chen, Lycan.
They were going for a heavy push strat, so it would have made sense.
As we see here, the first Vendetta of the game, going to maybe try on Chosen One here. Should be an easy pick-off for them. Arc Warden. Oh!
Tries to drop the RP. Not going to be good enough. But the rest of EN want to punish Pulse for their insolence as they jump onto the higher ground. They get the dual damage. Now Fatty taking a huge amount of damage. For Deathy, he's next on the list as Fatal Bonds is going to start helping take down the damage here. But Doppler going to pay with his life. Strike getting a double kill. And oh my gosh, this Visage. Carry Visage, can you say it?
It's definitely a thing. Not exactly carry Visage, but Visage can definitely make a mark on the enemy team. And normally when you see a good Visage, you'll see him having one of the highest KDA ratios in the game, just because of that Soul Assumption. And of course, like I said, you can spot a good Visage by the good micro of the birds. And as I said, that early medallion, really paying dividends right now.
Well, I mean, okay, so Visage has now got a couple of kills to his name.
Oh,
I mean,
5. He's 5, Norton 2. He's massive right now.
So he's sitting with quite a chunky kill count. Now, he's doing extremely well. If we now look at the rest of the team here for Pulse, is you've got the Viper. He's sitting top of the charts. I mean, he's sitting 7.7. We've then got Dreamy on our Slark sitting next highest on our net worth. And then we've got the Arc Warden, and then pretty much the rest of EN. So even with all those Visage kills, still sitting in the bottom part of the net worth charts. It's so is it enough? Is Viper going to get out of hand? Can he be that threat that once you get him fed is going to be a problem? He's already got the Dragon Lance. He's got his Hand of Midas.
Look, a problem with a... Basically, this Arc Warden, one of the biggest issues is the fact that he can just spam Midas. He can use Midas twice.
Oh, Dreamy, hold
2
that
Midases.
thought, though. Dreamy, he's trying to spot out Fatty. He's obviously lost his buff, so he knows someone's around. He immediately finds Fatty. He jumps on him. He's going to get the latch, and Dreamy just... Dreamy, he's not going to get spammed out here from Arc Warden's little spirit.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, stealing 5 stats away from a Pudge that doesn't have many stats to begin with because he's not having a great game. he's just not getting out of it. I mean, no flesh heap stacks either for himself yet. I mean, he's only level 6 on this poor Pudge. That hasn't even got a maxed hook yet. It just feels like he hasn't been able to make that impact that we've seen Pudges make in this current DGL LAN here, or VS Gaming LAN.
Yeah.
I mean, like, normally we see the Pudges, you know, okay, well, who can follow, except, okay, Filthy Frank Flanks, we know them, they're beasts on that hero, but I mean, the star of Pudge this series has been Old Man Rockley. He's been absolutely amazing.
I mean, he didn't have a good Pudge in the last game, but the game that you saw yesterday, absolutely devastating. But I mean, I want to jump back to the slog pickup now. I mean, I really like the slog pickup because I mean, a lot of the teams have emphasized vision around the map, dropping down the wards, making sure they know where their visions are. Top lane though, we do have the rock that's been dropped, and they're trying to work on strike. They do get it, and they break his streak.
They commit a lot though to get that kill. Vendetta was used, rock was used on a position for
Oh,
Visage.
they actually find Doppler here. They've got their familiar trying to chase him out. They get the stun, an easy duel. So, I mean, they lose strike. They get the kill onto Doppler, and they add a little bit of dual damage onto Chelsea. I would say win.
Very much a win. I mean, they've committed 2 huge ultimates, especially in the form of the Warlock ulti. Those golems, I mean, you really want to keep them for anti-push, for initiation, but to use it, I mean, now he feeds 100 gold to Chelsea as well. This is just not going well for them. That initiation, yeah, sure, you got the kill, but you got a kill on a position 4, and you lose 2 heroes for it. And Odu's at it again.
He's up to shenanigans. TP out. Wait until Dreamy picks up his bear, people. You are not going to be a happy chappy. So, before that top team fight took place, we had hours going on about the slog. And the slog pickup for me, this is the first game that I've been able to cast with the slog in, and it's been really exciting because a lot of the teams that we've been seeing is they focused a lot of their energy, their time, their money on buying wards and making sure that vision around the map is really good. Now with the slog, it's really easy to get those anti-wards up. I mean, as soon as you run past the ward, he obviously loses his buff. And then he says, listen guys, there's a ward in this vicinity, please drop down a sentry and smash it to pieces. So it makes it really easy for the supports to actually buy those sentries, de-ward, and then start eliminating the vision for the side of Pulse.
It definitely is, and it's really scary, especially to a support that's so far behind, that you know you've got a Slark walking around with that Shadow Blade. It's really, really scary, and he's very close to that Echo Saver as well. He's going to try to take on the likes of Smack, who's just been free farming actually for the last, like, I would say 10 minutes.
Well, the question is it going to be enough? The leap just latches. They're trying to work down Smacker. The boulder does miss. The jewel is there. Does he have enough in attack to bring him down in the jewel?
Just
in the nick of time, they get the win. I mean, geez, Chelsea must be saying, boys, I don't know how we did it. I don't know what we did. I don't know who we paid.
I was about to say that was an ambitious kill for Dreamy on his own, and a very ambitious duel, but thank goodness.
I mean, 4 points into Corrosive Skin already. And
I'm just saying thank goodness for Mr. Potterkins being there. Otherwise, they would have definitely got the kill, but definitely not the duel there. But yeah, very ambitious duel. But yeah, they had 3 heroes nearby, so why not? Let's try to take on this hero because let's face it, Viper's just been free farming for the last 10 minutes. He hasn't really been seen around the map.
He's been very quiet, and I mean, Dreamy still makes easy work of him. He says, right, well, it's not right that you're just free farming, buddy, and we are going to attack you. And I mean, Dreamy playing unbelievably well. He's already got a couple of kills to his name. What is he sitting on at the moment? He's got 5 and 1.
There's a hook on the Magnus.
Gone to the top lane. We do have Magnus going to go down.
Dreamy though, he's here. Can he contest 3 heroes though? No, but if Deathy stays in this lane alone too long.
He can go on Doppler. Yeah, that's
easy.
Oh, going to smoke him out. Easy peasy.
Shame. Poor Deathy can't do a damn thing about it either.
I mean, this is such a scary build. He does jump onto Death. He does pop this Spike Carapace. So he does actually manage to get away. The thing is, it's on cooldown for the moment, if they can actually get it. Now, I mean, looking at the way that Viper's actually just leveled up his talent tree, actually opting for the agility and not the strength.
Yeah, I feel like he needs he's that. Ooh, hold on. I hear another Slark pounce.
He does get it. The boulder from Mr. Potterkins is going to be good. And Dreamy killing him out into Vendetta. In the sidelines, though, we do have Fatty on the Pudge. Can he find a decent hook? He's lining it up. And
That
no,
silence
he's
is
not
so annoying from that Earth
I
Spirit.
thought he was going to tee it up. You know, like those golfers, they get prepared.
Gonna tee off, guys.
Yeah, let's do it and actually decide to get back. But you know, it's an absolute nightmare for supports. Oh, in the meantime, though, Mr. Pottykin's picking up the kill on Smacker. So, I mean, Smacker's sitting top in net worth, but still getting punished.
Yeah, well, first he was free farming uncontested. He was like, yeah, it's okay. I'll just sit and farm in the lane. Now it feels like he's getting hunted.
Oh, Dreamy finds Doppler.
Again, this poor Warlock just absolutely feeding, and he can't do anything about it. I mean, Slark thrives on doing these sort of things. Unfortunately, Bird's not in the vicinity to cancel out TP. That was unfortunate for Strike.
And Chelsea didn't have the jewel available to actually get the jewel off onto Doppler either.
Yeah.
So Dreamy just finished out the kill, made it easy. But I mean, Chelsea sitting 21 minutes in with 44 on his jewel victory damage. That's got to be scary.
Look, the one shining ray of sunshine and hope is going to be Aghanim getting pretty damn farmed on this Arc Warden. I mean, you basically look at this. He has two Aghanims. I mean, two Aghanims.
Yeah. He does have two Aghanims. He does have two Aghanims. I'll give you that. I'll give it to you.
He has two Hand of Midases, but I wonder why he's not. Oh, hold on. Fady's getting gone on again. This should be. Oh, he denies. He gets the deny off.
Oh, they're going to actually use the rock to try and control our Dreamy. It's not going to be good enough. He's going to just walk himself away. But Mr. Potikins, he says, I'm in it, boys. Let's get going. Drops the magnetize. RP's there. They're going to tear apart Aghanims. He goes down. They do lose Mr. Potikins, but Smacker, he bites the dust too. Dreamy looking for more. They're going to collect the rock. An easy couple of gold in their pocket. And the boys from Energy, they are looking like they are out for vengeance. And they side of WRG really upset them. And now they have tasted blood and they want more.
They want more. They want a second chance at the big boys. They want a second chance at WRG, and they are not going to let this happen. They're not going to let. Well, basically, they just don't want to let Pulse get away with this. They don't want to go home. They want the dream, man. They really want the dream.
And they really deserve it. I mean, these guys have. They have improved so much, guys. When I tell you,
we've been casting them since the beginning, yeah.
And from what we've seen to what they are now, it is absolutely a different team completely. So the boys from EN, they've boot camped, they've tried to make it the best players that they can. But hold that thought, Defi getting frisky, but Fatty, he now pulls out Chelsea. Mr. Potikins in the vicinity automatically get jeweled up. They're going to try and bring down Defi. They do have fatal bonds out. Not enough to actually bring down Deathy. But Chelsea, he's going to probably go down. He does. But they still do lose Deathy eventually. And Chosen One says, flip you, but Strike says it's mine. Oh, they get the familiar drops down. And Doppler.
And Aghanim just can't do anything. They do know he's there. He's going to try to get out of here. He might be in a lot of trouble here. Sandwiched between the Energy Esports.
Oh, he keeps dropping down his ghosts. Is it going to be enough? They do get the familiars dropping down. And Chosen One picking up that pretty little kill there.
I must say, hat goes off to Potikins. First, he throws out the boulder smash, gets a bash onto this Pudge, so he couldn't just, shift dismember. Then he starts dismembering, but guess what? Pull back, you're silenced. You can't do anything else. I'm sorry, Pudge. Potikins really worked. He worked so hard to keep Chelsea alive there. Unfortunately, he did go down, but I mean, they still got the trade-off. And Aghanim, unfortunately, arriving a bit too late and getting caught out. Nothing he could do.
The hook, the sneaky hook coming out from Fatty, not going to work out. They are in the pit here for the side of Energy. They're going to try and clear it out. Something we haven't spoken about, and I don't know if it's something we will see, but the Ags upgrade on Magnus, is it worth?
I think it's definitely worth. Not only, okay, you are doing 300, right, with a normal shockwave. Yeah. You're going to be doing a 600 damage nuke with Aghanims, right? And then it gives you a 30%, or actually no, 60% slow for 2 seconds on return. It's basically zap zap, right?
Wow.
It's just so good. But look, I do feel like other items. No, you don't prioritize Aghanims on a.
I'd call it the Ferrari of items.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a luxury.
It's
you
a luxury.
want to rather go refresh and things like that.
I also feel like it's very situational. Definitely go for the Blink 4-star BKB refresher first.
Yeah.
And if you're in the situation where you need that, by all means, go Aghanim Scepter, because it's 600 damage nuke, it's 60% slow for 2 seconds.
Well,
it's amazing.
Hold that thought. Dreamy wants to go a hunting. Chelsea charges up, he jumps in under the tower. Fatty gets the hook, they drop the rock, and that jewel is going to be wasted. Smacker just going to right-click down Chelsea, and now Chelsea being punished for his insolence.
Couldn't
He
even arm the
goes
toggle
down.
there.
And Dreamy, he's just going to pounce away, get out of there. In the meantime, we've got
Hey, he's got ages yet.
Aghanim's.
You don't need to be scared.
Aghanim's dropping down. Oh, there's a... What is this? Is that
Free
the
golem.
courier? What is that floating around? Is that just
Oh,
an
that's
illusion?
an illusion.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. It freaked me out. I thought it was a courier. I was like, oh, there's a... No, okay, there's a
But
second
they did
illusion.
feed
Wow.
Golem again to Dreamy. Dreamy just dived in for the Golem, so that's going to be down.
Oh, well, I do hear a pounce. The shenanigans happen here in the bot lane. Can they actually take down Aghanim's? One more right click. Dreamy says thanks for coming.
Yeah, I mean, those familiar birds scouting out these positions, the positions of these heroes so damn well.
They do
Oh,
actually
did they
pop
actually?
the dust.
They did pop. Oh,
Did they,
no, they didn't. They just missed it. And luckily for him, Vendetta just ran out, so getting out of there safely. Unfortunately, though, does not have a TP. How is he going to get back into this? He's got Vendetta again in 5 seconds, but there is a sentry mid. If he walks past this, he's dead. He's very dead.
Does he get frisky? The question is Deathy a frisky player?
No, he can't. He can't do anything into this. If he reveals himself right now, he's just dead.
Right, so what does the side of Pulse do at the moment? Rocks down. Or the hook. No, okay, it's not going to find Mr. Poddykins. He lives another day.
The Heaven's Halberd is now being picked up by this Viper. So, trying to avoid the Slark from right-clicking here. But it doesn't stop him from Dark Pact.
Or if he actually engages, okay, so he engages with Silver's Edge, right clicks, as soon as he gets Heaven's Halberd, he probably just runs away. Then he re-engages with Dark Pact again, or do you think, I mean, what do you do at that point in time? Because Dark Pact, technically Dark Pact will buff off Heaven's Halberd's buff. Am I correct or am I incorrect? Is it dispellable?
I definitely think it is. I mean, you orchid a Slark and he does the Dark Pact in time. You know, he definitely purges that. A stun, that's, you know, he can purge that off if he does it in time. I think it's all just about timing. Oh, Dreamy. I don't think Deathy can take that sentry. He walks into it.
Dreamy walks straight into the chaos.
He's not able to get the kill thanks to the Spike Carapace, but that was close. But now he knows there's a sentry mid, so he's not going to be traveling back there anytime soon.
Oh, the jewel does come out. The upheaval has dropped. They're not going to find any kills yet. Dreamy wants to find Deathy. He does. Smacker pops out the Hurricane Pike, but double kill, triple kill going for Dreamy. Give him another, boys. He's looking for a bells.
Yep, and you know what? Also, we didn't think about the Heaven's Halberd actually stopping the duel. Because, I mean...
Oh, but then you've got Dreamy around that will probably do more damage than Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the only problem, though, because you normally use your pressure attack just before you duel. So that won't be available for him. Obviously, when he's mid-duel, he can't exactly do anything about not right-clicking. But if Dreamy is nearby, if Strike is nearby, they're still gonna get off the duel, even though Chelsea's not attacking.
Oh, this is a huge problem.
Why are you trying to hit the tower under that?
Okay, he's got his Dark Pact. Don't panic. Oh, it denies himself. Oh, they picked an eye. Here comes the Blink Jewel. They're going to try and make a play here on Aghanim. He does actually fight under the bubble. RP used out here by Chosen One. And now the rock has been dropped. 3-man stun. And Mr. Poddykins trying to get out of there. But we are going to eventually lose Chelsea. And Mr. Poddykins decides wise. He boulders out. He goes down to the onslaught here of Aghanims with a random ghost in a random place. And he picks up that kill.
Oh.
In the meantime, though, he does actually get out death. He can't actually find him in time. Dreamy, though.
Well, Odu focusing that Rax, getting that all-important melee barracks as well. Just in time for the Aegis to time out. So, I mean, they might have been diving, but Odu was focusing that Rax like a good boy, taking objectives.
Yeah. Chelsea, I've got a job for you. What's that, Dreamy? I need you to jump into the base.
And I need you to distract the team so I can take a Rax.
And be scary, be scary. And while that happens, Dreamy says, all right, well, okay, sweet. All right, let's deal with the melee Rex. And he does. So it makes the mid lane a lot harder for Pulse to actually start pushing up. And it's a very scary situation at the moment. They are looking at 26-11 in favor of Energy. I mean, how do you come back from this? Let's have a look at the network graph, which is going to probably be absolutely terrifying. 30 minutes in, we are looking at an advantage here for Energy at around about 8,000 net worth in terms of experience. Over the 20,000 mark, Tadley coming back in to the function of around about 20,000 XP.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy, crazy stuff happening here. Let's take a quick look at the shrine. It looks like Smacker. Okay, no, it looks like they thought against it. They actually did smoke up.
Yeah. They're not going to find anyone, unfortunately. Deathy was scouting it out, seeing if they can find someone, but unfortunately, no, they can't find anyone. And
look what Doppler's had to get. Sorry.
yeah, Ghost Scepter. I mean, he has to. Unfortunately, he's just being targeted by the poor Slark, and he's food. He's absolute food for the Slark. And I mean, Deathy forced to go for Guardian Greaves and now Yule Scepter. It's also not. It's well, you need to have that, but. We do have another key pick-off. I think you've spotted it out.
Oh, lady.
Jeez, I thought that was
that would have actually been a random. They don't actually have vision in this area. So Fatty was just farming out the ancients. Imagine he caught Mr. Pottykin's like, okay, guys.
Like, oh, hi.
Like, I think he would have actually started panicking. Like, Oaks, I found one. I went fishing.
Boys, I found him.
Caught an earth spirit.
Boys, I found him. Yeah, I think he would have panicked actually, just gotten out. Almost got that Rod of Atos up on the pudge. Maybe we see something happen then as well. But all important, the Earth Spirit just picked up his own Heaven's Halberd. So, yeah. Goodbye, Ark Warden.
Right, so now something that we've also haven't spoken about now. Well, we have spoken about it, but something we didn't link is the Visage and the Familiar. Hold that thought though. We've got a big skewer back in here. Jewel out onto Jewel out here. They have actually popped out the BKB. They're trying to drop his HP. Eventually they do. Doppler had actually Ghost Scepter up. Couldn't drop him. Deathy hits the deck. And Mr. Pottykins actually becoming a little bit of a distraction here. Deathy bars back. We don't have the rock being dropped, and he doesn't have buyback. So Mr. Doppler not being able to aid out to his team fight. Aghanim's trying to slow them down with the Ghost. Going to actually throw down the Shockwave. Dreamy getting the jump down. Smacker hits the deck. Chosen one. Deathy, that is a buyback from him. And now fighting under the bubble. And now Dreamy, he's going to have to use up the Shadow Dance. Can he actually find a little bit more? There is no more to be found.
Chosen one with the plays. With the plays. But I must say...
They defend.
They do defend, but, I mean, jeez.
Oh, wow. It cost them a lot.
It cost them a lot. It did cost them a lot. It really did. It cost them buybacks, another tier 3 shrines. I mean, they just, they took the shrine before that. But, I mean, the showing here of the Visage is, just shows you how strong this hero is. I mean, once he gets that Aghanim Scepter up, okay, the Rod of Atos is up, the full Solar Crest. He's now he's got his Aghanims.
Well, okay, so
he's got his Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to have 3 birds. And you know what? As a support that's not doing too well, those birds are your worst nightmare, because they just literally right-click you down. You try to run away, you can't do anything.
What's pathing?
What's pathing, yeah. It's pathing. Really hard against that. But, we do have Dreamy that was feeding on the Warlock, but now the birds are just going to be able to do that job as well. And, he can Ghost Scepter, but guess what? He's just going to stun you with these familiars, wait till the Ghost Scepter runs out, and just right-click you down. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, look, I'm actually getting really, really scary here. Look at Aghanim's inventory. He's already got the full million. He's got BOTs, Hurricane Pike, and he's building towards that Bloodthorn.
I'm just disappointed, though, in Aghanim for one reason only. With Ark Warden, right? When you have your double, you can literally use Midas twice. And I haven't seen him do that. Maybe once he's done this, but every time he's used his Midas, he hasn't created a second illusion for himself where he can use his Midas twice. It's a mechanic that you can absolutely abuse with this hero.
The question is, does he not have to keep it for team fights? Because he's completely getting absolutely molested.
In a way, yes, but even in the early game, when he first got the Midas, he wasn't doing it.
Okay, well, let's have a look. Let's take notice. He's actually created an illusion of himself. He sent it to the top lane. Midas, it's going to be off cooldown in 3 seconds.
And also the fact that the Tempest double is on a 40-second cooldown, he could do this a lot, even when he's not doing it in team fights. And I hope he has done it here. But as we said, this is going to be the second rush, and the cheese is going to be available. Chelsea, not going to be able to die now, shame. He keeps going down. Oh, they're actually going to leave the cheese. Oh, they're going to put it on Chelsea. That's what I thought. Because, shame. He's been making plays. He's been distracting the team. Going for that Aghanim Scepter. That's the first time we've actually seen it.
I think we got to call Chelsea the Matador.
It's the first time we've seen the Aghanim Scepter on this Legion Commander, I believe. Unless I'm missing something.
I think very possibly. And you know what couples up very nicely with the Legion Command, especially if the other team's doing a lot of damage, is a Ghost Scepter. We saw it in the Kiev Majors that I think it was VP that actually ran the Legion Commander, would jump in a Ghost Scepter, but then actually duel the PA just to actually lock her down so she couldn't actually get away. Because the PA would actually kill the Legion, but she couldn't attack if the Legion was actually Ghost Sceptered, which left the team to actually smash her face in.
Definitely, and I mean now we can just pick up Heaven's Halberds, can we? Yeah,
we can.
now it's fine.
Now
we can do that.
Yeah.
But what I do like about this
Steve.
Aghanim Scepter on the Legion,
Yeah.
you know, the bad downfalls that you cannot receive help from your teammates on duels, but you're spell immune for your entire duel session.
Okay, does that count the rock from Warlock?
That will still go through the
Okay,
stun,
so it will
still
stun him
goes,
out.
but it won't do damage.
And the duel will last indefinitely.
No, it won't last indefinitely. No,
Until they kill
okay. It increases the duel duration, right?
Okay, and just increase
But it makes the hero spell immune while he's in duel, but you cannot receive help from your team on duels, so that your team can't do damage during duels. It's solely on you, but it's going to make him spell immune, which is great. He's not going to get stunned up. He's not going to get fatal bonds. Nothing to that effect.
Skewer being misplayed there from the Chosen One. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gents. It looks like we are going to see these two teams smash apart. And there we go, the first BKB reveal, and takes that Deathy apart. And Chosen One trying to find it, automatically gets pushed back, and it looks like a little bit of a whiff there. And Chosen One can't find it, but Earth Spirit is going to go down. Double consumption coming out from Strike, and him getting himself a killing spree. Chelsea trying to get himself out of there before he does go down. They do lose 3 players here for the side of Pulse. Earth Spirit still down for the count. Magnus paying the price.
Chelsea almost no HP.
Or just, he goes down from Fatal Bonds. The toggle.
That toggle, man.
That toggle. Oh, gosh.
Jeez.
Tries that, guys. Rip.
Mistakes were made.
Rip,
Yeah,
like
definitely
GG,
a rip moment. Oh, those
Doppler.
lightning procs with the fatal bonds, though, it's always strong. I mean, we saw the effectiveness with it, with the sniper going. I believe that was ACG on the sniper.
Oh, Dreamy. Dreamy. You know what's probably happening? Strike saying, listen, bro. I've got fatal bonds on me. Stop doing silly things because I'm taking a lot of damage.
That was just wrong omelet toggle at the wrong time. That was super unfortunate. Wow.
Well, we see Dreamy also looking towards getting himself that Bloodthorn. Generally, we see Slox going for the Scouting. Reasons for changing it up, maybe? He doesn't feel that he's dying a lot, doesn't need the tankiness.
Look, Bloodthorn for me is still amazing. It gives you not only does it give you the true strike, but it also gives you crits on every hit.
Yeah, it could be helpful, you know what I'm saying?
And it gives you a silence at the same time, which is amazing. I mean, okay, for me in a lot of cases...
He's going to punish Deathy.
For me in a lot of cases, basically, it really is great because not only is it a silence, it's a crit, and it's a true strike, which means it does the same job as an MKB for the duration.
Yeah.
You don't need to build an MKB. And then you've got an option where you've got more options for silence, you've got more options on stats, and Slark loves his stats. So definitely a great item for him. And it's going to help him with, of course, that magnetic field.
Well, Freddy, he's now also gone for, can we classify it as the Rockley build? Freddy's also got himself the Rod of Atos. He's going to probably try and see if he can latch himself up some easy hooks. In the meantime, though, Palsy, they are suffering in terms of what Rexes are still standing. This is standing by one right click, and unfortunately lost the top lane ranged Rex. We've got the melee still up. We've got the range in the mid lane still up. I think the call now is maybe to try and do a little bit of damage bot and then easy finish for the side of EN. But I lie, a arrow on the map actually shows, let's go top lane, boys. Let's clear that out.
They still have Aegis on the Slark. They no longer have cheese on Chelsea. But, I mean, they can definitely just, take these Raxes now. I mean, this ranged Rax here in the mid lane is bothering the hell out of me. It's sitting on 92 HP. Just someone please right-click that thing.
Yeah, sorry, Succubus is super OCD. I'm really suffering as she's kicking her leg against the table.
It's like, go for it. Go for it.
It's like, guys, just deny it.
No, don't deny it.
It's like, Pulse, just deny it.
No, I would never deny it. But, I mean, I would just go up like while they're focusing on pushing out a different lane, sneak in, they just go 1, 2, boop, and done. And unfortunately, Aegis has now again timed out.
Oh, look how scary this is. Bloodthorn being picked up by Dreamy. It is in his inventory. It is ready to rock and roll.
Juicy, juicy stats.
That's what they've been waiting for. So this could mean a big, big problem here for the side of Pulse.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Aghanim advantage now.
Let's
gone.
see which hors d'oeuvre he would like. Mr. Slock, would you like the hors d'oeuvre of the Viper?
Yeah, easy.
Would you perhaps like a little bit of crab?
Easy.
What about a little bit of pudge?
Very easy. He's only got 6 strength stacks, unfortunately. I mean, shame. Poor Fady's had one rough game here.
Look at this. Dreamy sitting here on the sidelines. They do actually have the Sentry Ward spotting him out. Instantly takes it down. Going to work here onto this Rex. Going to try and knock it down. Clear the creep wave first.
I must say, I am liking the newer graphics in Dota at the moment. I mean, these fonts, they look really like Unciel. I don't know if you know what that font is like. What type of font that is, but the Unciel font is just amazing these days. I mean, it's got more bold lettering. You really feel like you're a superstar. Just
I want something that makes it italic,
wait,
but hold that thought. Fatal Bonds is out. They do actually clear out the mid-range Rex.
The Dark Pact is...
Yeah, he
Goodbye,
got
Fatal
it.
Bonds.
I suppose maybe that's the answer to the harsh Warlock we see.
Jeez.
Dreamy, that was
That
an
is
illusion.
rip illusion. Complete rip.
That was an illusion you broke apart there, mate.
Yeah, well, it's still with golden experience, so hey, why not? If it's there, I'm going to take it.
They're going to take down this Rex. Double right lane, but we've got Chelsea jumping in. RP on 2, and they're going to try and make some action happen here. They drop the rod. Deathy goes down. Smacker's down. Strike with a double kill, and now we've got... Smacker just trying to do some work here on Strike. Can they bring him down? And Aghanim's eventually doing some work, but it was Smacker that picked up the kill there. They did clear out that range Rex. They did clear out the Rex. But, I mean, it is going to come at a cost. Dreamy going to get Hurricane parked away. A little bit of control there, and Dreamy going to be able to just walk it off.
Nope.
While only losing Strike and losing 3 afterwards.
But how do you deal with a Slark at the moment? There's just, what are you going to do to him? Your Pudge can't stand.
You know, the thing is, Slark is a fish.
Yes, Slark is a fish.
All right,
as
so
we call him,
Pulse has
as we
got
call
a
him a
hook.
Pathramod, right?
Yeah.
Pathramod.
So Pudge has got a hook. So
Pudge has
let
a hook.
Pudge go fishing. And
Let
see
Pudge
if he
go
can.
fishing.
But he's
don't
more of a
want-
shark. So, like, I mean, you don't really want to catch him
You
because he's going to
don't-
bite back.
No,
anyway.
you do not want to. As sitting as a Pudge right now with almost 0 HP, you hook a Pudge. I mean, you hook a Pudge. It's not Pudge mid-wars, guys. You hook a Slark, you're dead. That's it. Goodbye. There's no getting around.
Like, it's not like catching a trout. Like, Pudge would love to catch a trout where he could actually eat it.
He still has a big ass nose, though.
Yeah. In this case, Pudge is actually going to be catching himself a shark. And I don't know if you guys know, but the sharks are really, like, deadly.
No, they
You know, you don't want to actually get eaten by them. But Dreamy, he's not over it. He's going to probably pick up the kill here on Doppler. And he's actually going to fade it out. Can he actually get the Dark Pack? Ooh, he still gets it from the passive of the Bloodthorn, finishing him off. Doppler. Oh, my boy.
That hurts. That really hurts.
So now, after these last 2 games, I mean, not too much of a great showing from the Warlock. Does it show teams that Warlock is you're able to actually deal with the Warlock?
Oh, there's many ways of dealing with the Warlock. It's just the matter of the fact, can we get to the Warlock? And in this game, yes, we can.
All right, well, hold on to your hats, ladies and gents. We have 1 lane of Rex standing in the way. Dreamy gonna get silenced out. Actually doesn't have the Dark Pack. Gonna get, the hook from Mr. Poddykins. Body blocks for Dreamy. It's like he read. He knew exactly what Fatty was gonna do. And Mr. Poddykins saying, listen, bro, I will body block. I will protect you all day long. Just get me the win of this game.
And they really need to hold on to this Rex. They're really trying. I mean, being 38,000 net worth? Oh, no.
C1 catching out to Fatty gonna go down. We lose Aghanims. The duel up onto Deathy. He goes down. The rock is rocked, baby. And Smacker hits the deck. Buyback coming out from Aghanim. Doppler still hanging around, but he's in a big amount of pressure. As Poddykins drops down, he's magnetized. And I don't see much that the side of Pulse can actually do to stop this. We do get the buyback on Fatty, and it's going to force. They're going to force the side of Ian out of the base. Fatal Bonds is still on him. Wait for that to actually debuff. The Ghost is going to pop out. It's going to punish Chelsea. Those things do so much damage. And now we've got Aghanim second in the deck again. That is a dieback. And this is almost all she wrote, ladies and gents. The Familiars hanging around the outside. And the C1 Jukes, they're going to find the Fatty. He bites the dust.
And Chosen One throwing out his last RP.
The boys from Pulse tap out. Wow.
Chosen One throwing out his last RP there onto nothing. Just, hey, I got one left, boys. Zoop, they're done.
Not?
But it's so unfortunate. I mean, you think you're safe, standing way, like having the two guys who can actually change the team fight, standing way behind, and then you just have Chosen One blinking in, RPing you from out of nowhere, screwing you back in, and you're not safe anywhere, not even in your own base, right by your fountain.
No, absolutely, it's an absolute nightmare for the side of Pulse to actually deal with. I mean, what would have been nice is if Energy got a little bit frisky and started hanging around the fountain, maybe Fatty could have pulled them in. But nonetheless, Dreamy definitely picked up his team, put his team on his shoulders. Not saying that he's the only one that did work, but 18 for 1 with 11 assists with an amazing 31 net worth. I mean, absolutely came to the party and said, listen, boys, we are not going home tonight. And they are going to stay in, as Pulse is unfortunately the ones that are going to be saying goodnight to. They had a very, very, not peculiar, but a very different draft with picking up the Arc Warden.
Look, it's good on paper, but it was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah. It's like sandpaper. You know, they tried certain things, and they just couldn't make it happen for the side of Pulse. So they've got the likes of the side of Energy that managed to pull it through. I mean, huge amount of damage coming out from Energy.
Lead, though.
Yeah.
That team net worth lead, it's just ridiculous. Over the 50,000K mark.
Right, well, I think that rounds up the cast for the evening. We are going to shut down here in the Shoutcasters booth. We hope you guys had an amazing day from myself, Jabba and Succubus. I think it's time to hand over to the boys at the panel. Take it away and say goodnight to us all.
Thanks very much, Jabba. Good to be back. I do want to complain, though. I feel like there was severe core favoritism there. I think Strike, 20,000 damage in that game. Also, very low death, quite a few kills. Give some love to the Strike, man.
Yeah, got to do it. Playing the Visage the first time in this tournament, also just proving that you can just bring out somebody new and just completely dominate the stats.
How's any other support supposed to, keep up with 4 birds? That's just ridiculous, man.
Gonna start banning out the Visage first now.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to play against it.
No, not Strike's Visage.
Well, I mean, an interesting one here is we hadn't seen it all, but does bring something pretty interesting to the table. I think that last sort of RP we saw, some familiars giving some extra intel on exactly where the positioning of the Pulse players were. I mean, I think by that time it was probably over, but it was really pretty to watch. And that's the kind of thing that I think that Energy are doing very well in general. Because sure, in that sort of position when you pretty much seal the deal already, it doesn't seem overly dramatic or anything. But the exact same thought process is probably going to be the difference maker between losing or winning a close game.
Yeah, look, they're not always as magical and beautiful as that RP that we saw after the Scout. But I mean, that's kind of what Energy have been doing all tournament and all game. They're using those aggressive supports to consistently not only be aggressive and rotate and get ganks off, but also to give them information. And the cores are then just always in those right places. The communication and the formation is so tight that they take advantage of any mistake that they see. So the Familiars, exactly like you said, scouting it out. And then the Magnus has always just been waiting for that perfect moment to just jump. One lapse in judgment from the Pulse guys, and before you know it, your team's dead. It's unbelievable.
The Magnus has been really popular so far. I think almost every time he's picked, he's won. And also, just giving your carry the empower, it just does so much more.
Yep.
Well, of course, this does mean we are going to have to say goodbye to Pulse. Obviously, having I think a bit of a tough run, but they never really looked to be like they were out of their depth or anything of that nature. It just felt like they were a little bit off the pace, is probably a better way to say it. And all the same, guys, keep your heads up high. Well done. better luck next time. And of course, we kind of expected Energy to come out pretty aggressive to prove a point. And I think they've done that. And of course, they're going to march on forward. And I guess wait in that low bracket is kind of like a predator for any victims to fall beneath it. And I guess...
And it's going to be APG. Against APG to play against Energy, if I'm correct.
You probably are correct, and that is going to be a monster of a game. That's going to be a beast in a best of one.
If it wasn't that our opener as well, I think our opening match.
That's how Energy knocked APG down. Yeah.
So it's a rematch, grudge match.
This is assuming I'm right, though. I could be completely wrong.
Hey, the tables have turned though, because APG are those low bracket specialists. So
the best of one heroes.
Yeah. Do you think APG have maybe found a stride again? So, now they're being super aggressive. They've found that. Oh, there you go. You got confirmation.
Cool.
APG and Energy Esports. Oh, Reigns is correct. So do you think APG have found that stride now, and are playing the same type of game as Energy? Aggressive supports. It's doing really well for APG as well. Could we see a grand clash of just a brawl for 60 minutes?
It's highly possible. I think APG will just go all out against someone that knocked them down to the lowest brackets in the first place. And that Energy Esports started off so strong. They're like WRG, just big powerhouses, running in Dreamy with that powerful carry role of his. And that just surprised me, how 1 year ago, where he played position 5 support even, and tried to be, the pinnacle of Energy. But now he's, the core, the main core, and is doing really well, at least top 3 for me as a carry role in this tournament.
Personally, I'm not convinced by APG just yet. It looks healthier, but it's certainly not the APG that we've seen in the past. I think they still have quite a way to go to retain that. And when I look at Energy at the moment, they're scary. I mean, it took a really strong WG to bring them down here, and once again, I think that in BO1s, anything can happen, and APG do have that going for them. But I couldn't imagine the APG that we've seen in this tournament beat the EN that we've seen in BO3. But it isn't a BO3, and BO1s are a scary place to be. So perhaps we will see something interesting.
I feel like a lot of this is going to rest on which team's support duo can be so much more aggressive and create so much more space. Because we've seen that both Dreamy, Momo, Odu, if you give him space, but today on Anti-Mage, PSL also showed you give him space, you don't contest him, you could also...
That's fairly horrific, right?
Yeah. So, for me, 2 of the most aggressive players I've ever played against, are your Phalanx, and those guys can be just absolute monsters. So I'm really going to be interested to see who comes out on top of that.
That is very true. I'm very fascinated with the support role recently, and having Phalanx and Mr. Polycons on the other side as well. Yeah. Not to mention Strike is also really good to have these aggressive players to have a best of one against each other. It's something to definitely look forward to.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is definitely going to be quite an interesting day tomorrow. We also, of course, get to look forward to our winners bracket finals tomorrow. White Rabbit Gaming versus XTC. I feel like we kind of expected those two, even though Energy is, even though we kind of, I would feel that Energy is actually the stronger side right now. No, Sargon doesn't agree?
Look, I'm 100% as biased as Reddit is about XD. I'm going to say Adestam is going to help carry the boys to a victory, I believe. If anybody could beat WRG, it's EN and XTC. They both can.
Oh, no APG? I think if APG gets Bobbules to pick Rubik or something, it's like an auto win.
He's pretty good at the
talking about aggressive supports, right? It just reminded me now, it's like this guy's really good at it.
Or a Bobbules Wisp just stealing all the kills.
That's how he began, right? That's when he started to outshine in the South African community.
I think personally, I'm a bigger fan of the Rubik. I think that's the hero I'd like to see. But there's some other interesting stuff that you guys are going to get to see this evening, so don't go away just yet. We are going to take a quick break, and when we're back, we are going to have an opportunity to chat with the man behind VS Gaming. So we'll see you shortly, guys. Stick around.